What's going on, guys? Just.that.officer here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about seat organizers. Now, if you don't know what a seat organizer is, it's a seat organizer. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. No, but in law enforcement purposes, a seat organizer is what we use to carry a majority of our stuff. So in law enforcement, you need a lot of stuff to do your job. So most agencies are single-man units. So that means that there's only one person in their vehicle, just like I am. I'm a single-man unit. My patrol car is my office. I take it home. Some agencies don't always take their vehicles home and they're still single-man units. And then some other agencies, I believe like the LAPD, I think they do two-man units. So what happens is they both come into work and then they get into the patrol car and leave for the shift. So what they will usually use is, the only thing I don't have here is it's more of a bag style. So it'll be more of a bag. They'll put all their items in there so they can take it home at the end of the night and then bring it back and put it in the patrol car at the beginning of the day. That's not with us. We keep these in our cars all the time. So what I have here is two different ones. So with this video, I'm hoping to help you guys decide which one is a better option for you if you're looking to get a seat organizer. Also, it'd be interesting for you if you're interested in what we carry in our seat organizers. So as you can see, this one here is full of my stuff because I recently switched over to this one. This is a Gauze. It's a hard plastic polyethylene.
Bargoya.
What? Or something like that, some fancy poly word material. It's hard, it's sturdy. And then I have a softer carry one, which I've had most of my career. I just recently switched this one a couple months ago. So we'll push this one aside for now, and we'll start with this one. This one is Uncle Mike's. American flag not included. But this is basically, you put your ID here, whatever you want to put there, you can put there. I just put American flag. I've had this for 7 years, and it's held up. So what's cool about it is that it's easy to maneuver. So this right here just unclips. You'll put this around the headrest, clip it back in, and then you're good to go. And you can use this right here to tighten it up if you want to pull it up higher on the seat, have some space underneath, or just helps it stay up a little more upright. And as you can see, it has several pockets. It has plenty of pockets here. So you have some slits in here for your clipboards, different kind of clipboards, maybe your ticket book, tons of pockets. You like big gulps, you put your big gulp there, it'll fit. Yeah, you can put plenty of stuff in here. I mean, you can put probably a dead body in here. Yeah, definitely fit a dead body in there, so.
Did he just say, aye, he did?
If you need to do that. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room here for everything that you need. So all the stuff that you're gonna carry in your patrol car, it'll fit in here. You got pen holders here. You can put that like a window punch there. I used to carry a little camera in here before we started using phones. I think with this bag, you're safe to say if you think you got a lot of stuff, you're gonna be safe with this bag. There's plenty of space to put it. And if you fill up this bag, you have way too much stuff. Another nice thing about this bag, as you can see, it almost stands straight up with me just letting it go here. But if you put some weight in the front here, it's gonna stand straight up. What's good about that is, like, so if you ever start training somebody or you get a ride along, you need to move your bag so they can sit in the front. It's a lot easier to do with this. So you can just unclip it, pull the strap off, clip it back, and then you have a handle here. And you can take this and you can move it to the back seat. And you can clip it around the headrest and the side of the back seat or wherever you need to do. Obviously there's a cage back there most of the time. So you can usually set it on the floor if you need to, or set it in the back in the trunk or something like that. What's nice about this one is that most of your stuff will sit in here and you can put it in the trunk and it'll sit upright. You can usually find a place for it and it's not gonna fly everywhere. The cons of this one, over time it's kind of lost its rigidity. It used to be a little bit more stiffer and it's kind of sunk down. Another thing that I don't like about it and why I switched is that you lose everything in here. So you end up having trash in here and all kinds of things are lost in here. I cleaned it out and switched to the other one. I'm sure there's probably still stuff in here that I haven't found yet. There's a little charging thing. I mean, who knows? Look, a leaf. What the heck is that? A level. Everything just disappears in this thing. You end up getting just a bunch of clutter. You kind of forget that things are in there. Like when I was taking things, I was like, oh, that's where that was. You know, you kind of forget that obviously whatever was in there wasn't important anyways, so you didn't even need to have it in there. So I started realizing that this was just a collection of crap. I just collected a bunch of crap, and I was like, all right, well, I've seen a different one, which is the gauze over here, that looks a lot cleaner, and I wanted to switch to that one and see if that would want to work for me. So that's the Uncle Mike's. This one will run you $34 on Amazon, so if you want to pick that up, you can pick it up on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. So that's that one. Now, to the gauze. So this one is obviously hard plastic. This thing will last forever and it'll stay solid like this forever. That's what I like about it. I mean, if you can see already right here how clean it is. So these brackets here, hopefully you can see that in there, but these brackets here will fold over the back of the seat, and then this obviously will sit up front of the seat. Brackets back here are adjustable, so if you want to sit higher or you want to sit lower in the seat, it'll adjust to most likely any vehicle. Another thing here is a nice little carry handle in the back, so if you do have to move it, you can move it. But let's talk about that. So that's a little bit of a downfall with this one. If I have to move this one out of the seat for a ride along or something like that, like I said before, I can easily move it, but as far as it's setting down somewhere else in my vehicle, it's gonna be a lot harder, because if I go to just set this back down in the trunk, and then I go take a turn, there goes all my stuff, man. Although it is pretty snug in there, that's still gonna happen with all this other stuff too. The other downfall with this one is that you're losing space. This has like 8 compartments, that one has like 500. So if you need more space than this, then you're gonna probably wanna go with that one. To me, you shouldn't really need much more space than this. If you have other things, we usually use the side of the door. So I have some other like parking citations and ticket envelopes and everything like that inside my door, and a few other things. If you have more stuff, then yeah, get that other bag. But if you think that you'll be fine with this one, I would probably recommend this one. It's obviously very clean. It's hard plastic. It's a slim design. It looks, I mean, it just looks really good. And I don't know about you, but I like my office to look very clean, and my patrol car is my office. And I like everything to be nice and clean in there. I don't like it looking cluttered. Another pro to this one is that your stuff is very secure for the most part. Like, this is really snug in here. These are really snug, but not impossible to get out. Most of the stuff is pretty good in here. Not to say the bag isn't pretty snug for the most part, but a lot of things are kind of loose in there. So we drive our patrol cars a lot, and there's a chance that you could get in an accident. Hopefully that never happens. So far it has not happened to me. Hopefully it never does. But there's a chance that you do, and things in your vehicle will go flying. So remember that, not just for your seat organizer, but for anything else that's in your patrol car. Like, people keep handcuffs on the side light, spotlight, for extra pairs. If you don't lock those down to where they won't slide off, they could easily slide off and hit you in an accident. So just think about that. Yes, I mean, this right here could definitely fly off, but you know, you can't do everything. But for the most part, everything in here is gonna be pretty secure. That's why I switched. The choice is gonna be up to you. This one runs $51 on gauze on sale right now, and I think it's been on sale for a long time. When I picked it up, it was on sale for $51. That's down from 68, so if for some reason it goes back up, it'd be 68 bucks. So a little bit more expensive, losing a little bit more space. The choice is yours. All right, so that being said, let's show you what I actually have in my seat organizer. Most departments these days are going to paperless. So instead of writing handwritten tickets, which are in here, we are writing them on the computer, which is really easy. Most things auto-populate, makes it go a lot faster. This is Bluetooth, it links up to the computer, it'll print out the ticket, and there you go. Next, we'll go back in time to the handwritten ticket book. Set this down for a second. With the handwritten ticket book, you have your tickets set up inside here. So you have your standard citations here. Take your copies, your carbon copies, fold it over, handwrite your ticket. A little tip for you if you are looking to get in law enforcement, on FTO, hopefully they provide you with some kind of cheat sheet. What we get when we're training is we get a whole booklet of most common traffic offenses, most common criminal offenses, and so forth. So with my traffic offenses, the most common ones, I actually took the sheet out of the book that they gave me and I taped it on the front of this book, and on this part and right here. So I had easy access to it, and I still use this to this day. Most of them I've memorized at this point, but not all of them, and sometimes you forget. You'll go back and you'll look at these. So really good little pointer there if you're in field training. Maybe they provide some other way for you, but that's just how I did it. So this is a cool card that was given to us by our agency. It's for people who are deaf, kind of help us tell them what we need of it for them on a traffic stop and kind of what they violated. This has most of the standard violations on here. If not, I've had it to where before I had this, we just handwrite everything. Clipboards. So always have at least 2 clipboards. I have a standard clipboard here. I think I've had this the whole time, for a very long time. This is a fly. Yeah, you like that? I don't know, got skills. But yeah, so you have one of these, and then I highly recommend one of these where you keep all your stuff inside. Especially in the state of Florida, it rains a lot. So to keep your paperwork from getting wet, get one of these. That was all the stuff that was in these 2 slots here. This right here I have in here. This is most likely used for like flashlights or something like that, but right now I have this in it. This thing's pretty cool. I don't know if it's got enough light right now. Yeah, so it attaches to our flashlight. It'll go right on the top of our flashlight, and we'll use this for traffic control at night. You can keep the light on, it's nice and bright, and then to save our battery, we can turn the light off and it'll still glow, just like you just saw. So, next, up here, looks like another spot where you could have a flashlight or something like that. I actually have my radar controller. This controls the radar as far as volume, direction, pretty much everything on the radar. There's also controls on the radar itself, but this will control it as well, so I don't have to reach up and mess with it or anything like that. The main thing of this is that I can change it from always transmitting to where I have to pull the trigger on the radar. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys want to see a radar laser video. Alright, so that clears up our top space here. I'm gonna go down to the bottom. I originally thought that these spots, because they kind of look like it, are for handcuffs. But I actually put handcuffs in here and they sit really low and it's actually kind of hard to get out. But then I realized that this is just to help you get the items out of there. So, and you can't put handcuffs in there, or you can put whatever else you want in there. Alright, so I have a multi-tool on here. Very important to have. This is just a basic one, not too expensive. The reason it's important to have a multi-tool is that we pull cars over, and a lot of the times if the person is suspended or for some other reason, that license needs to be seized, the license plate on the back of the vehicle. We will have to unscrew it and seize that tag and return it to the state. Or if the vehicle was stolen or the attached tag is not assigned to that vehicle, and so forth. Alright, so let's put that over here. This is just some sunscreen. Every now and then we get these companies and things like that that'll just kind of like donate little things to us every now and then. So this is some sunscreen. It's cool to have. Alright, so next we have this little gizmo. It's called a stylus. This is used for DUIs. I keep it in here. You can keep it in your pocket. It's got a little pen clip on it. Very cool little thing. So you'll put it at the top of your finger like this, and this is what you'll use on DUI subjects. So this is what you use to track their eyes, and you check for what's called horizontal gaze nystagmus. No matter how good you think you are at DUIs, if you're drunk, your eyes do not lie. So just remember that. So, damn it, this is a window punch. So this is one of those gadgets that I bought when I was new, and you're looking at all the stuff on Gall's website and everything like that, and you're like, man, what is all the cool cop stuff that I can buy? And this is one of those things that I bought, but this is a spring-loaded window punch. So what happens is you put this at the corner of a window. I think you can actually put this anywhere on the window, and you apply enough pressure, it'll end up popping and shattering that window, no problem. Also, a good pointer is that you can use these for unlaw enforcement related things. If you need to punch a hole to drill, you can use this to punch down and punch a hole to drill, especially on like car projects or something like that. So, cool little fun tool. On the right pocket here, on this side, I have these little cards. We use these when we're taking photographs of an investigation. It could be anything, a battery, a theft, a burglary, so forth. What we'll do is we write down all this information, fill this out, take a picture of this before we start taking our series of photos. That way they know that that belongs to that case. And it can also help you with this little ruler here to measure out the size of a fingerprint or handprint, or a handprint on a domestic violence victim, or a bruise, so forth like that. You can use that to measure. So I have those in there. All right, so here I have 2 extra radar batteries. But like I said before, we'll do a whole video on that. But these are batteries as well as handles for the radar. That's those. What else do I have in here? I've got this thing, because you know you got to keep the pimp hand strong, you know what I'm saying? No, I was in motor school, or before motor school, I was told that you should get one of these because you do a lot of clutching. And that's a very true statement. So this helps build up your hand strength and kind of prepare you for that. So it did help, although I still got some pretty cramped up hands and everything like that from riding a lot. You ride a lot, which is good though. You really learn a lot in motor school. That's a whole nother video I can make too. We can talk about motor school and how that experience was. All right, so next up is this. This is a tint reader. So this is for actually the side windows. What we'll do is we'll have you kind of roll your window down just a little bit so we can slide this over. Slide it over, it'll tell us the percentage of the tint, and yeah, we'll be able to know if it's legal or not. These right here are little pieces of glass, different tint ratings, so that you can test it out and make sure that it's working properly before you use it. So yeah, there's those 2 pieces of glass in there that have the percentage written on them, so you know that when it reads it, it's reading it correctly. All right, what else I got in here? Listerine strips, baby. You gotta keep that breath fresh, you know what I'm saying? You know, talking to people, that nasty coffee breath. A little notepad, they call them 007 pads. What I did though is I just went out and bought the smaller ones that are about like maybe half or a quarter of this size, that fit in my pocket. So, but most of the time you go to calls and you may get there and you might not have to write anything down. It might be pretty simple, or you can resolve the situation, but then you get there and you're like, oh, okay, there's more to the story than this. I need to start writing things down. You need that notepad, especially if people don't have their IDs on them. You gotta write their name, date of birth down, and run them that way. So it's handy to have that notepad on you at all times. So get yourself one of the smaller ones. If your agency provides those, great. They gave us these big ones. You can use them. Like I said, it's harder to carry. You can put it in your back pocket. I've seen a lot of officers do that, put it in the back pocket or something like that. If you have a place to carry it, that's fine. But I just got the smaller ones. I keep that one there just as a backup. I don't really use it. Whistle. This thing is super loud. I'd blow it right now for you, just so I can prove it. Although I don't know how well it'll come across the video. But my daughter's asleep back there. I film my videos late at night because that's the only time I have to do it. So yeah, I have a whistle there. That's for traffic control. That thing's really loud. It really grabs people's attention. When you're working a crash, something like that, you'd be amazed all the people are like, hey, can I get through here right in the middle of a scene where FD's cutting out people, taking the roof off a car? Hey, can I go through that? No, you can't go through that. You need to just go this way, honestly, and you can just make a quick U-turn and come back around and probably go around the other way. People just aren't, they're just impatient. Like you gotta just avoid it and listen to us and go around. If we're directing you one way, that's the way we want you to go. We don't want you to go right through the scene, and that's why we're there for a reason, directing you to go the other way. Simple as that. Hey, what happened? Shark attack. Yeah, shark attack. Anyways, this right here is a spit mask. We have an unruly subject who fought us and now wants to spit on us. Well, we throw one of these over your head. It's breathable, it's not gonna suffocate you. So all they do is they spit and it just goes all over themselves and not us. So really nice thing to have if your agency doesn't provide these to you. These are made by Savariland. I don't know how much they are. I'll try to find a link and put it down below. I'm sure they're pretty cheap. Probably get like a box of them pretty cheap or something like that. What else do I add back here? Oh, batteries. So these are batteries. These are Surefire batteries. What is it called? 123As or 123As, we want to call them. These are used for our optics. I always keep these on me because you never know if you like went to the range or something like that and you accidentally left your optic on, which can happen. Always check your optic every day, make sure that it's working before you have to go to an active shooter or something like that and your sight is no longer working. That's gonna suck. Your agency should provide you with batteries. If not, then that's unfortunate, but you just buy some batteries so you can have it. And that's it, that's all I have. That's all the essential things that I really need. Even some of these things, like this isn't essential, like I don't really need this, but I have space for it in there. But these are all the things that I need it. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Just That Officer, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Yeah, I'm not a RoboCop. I got family, got friends, I got people who depend on this job that I got. I'm not a RoboCop. I got people in the ground and I got people in the system and I miss them, love. I'm not a RoboCop. I got family, got friends, I got people who depend on this job that I got. I'm not a RoboCop. I got people in the ground and I got people in the system and I miss them, love. Yeah, I'm only human and trust me, if you cut me, I'ma bleed like you. Bleed like